your WLNY Sports Desk.
Well, this week, the best rookies in the NBA were all at the Barclays Center for the NBA Draft. And joining us to break it down is a basketball writer for Forbes, and you can get his thoughts on zagsblog.com. Adam Zagoria, welcome back into the studio, buddy.
Always great to be with you, Steve.
And an important time right now for the Knicks, because this is just the first piece of the puzzle to fall for the Knicks' future. They draft R.J. Barrett, 3rd overall, certainly not a surprise. When you take a deeper dive into what he's done, he led the ACC in scoring, not Zion Williamson, his teammate. He was first-team All-American. Before the season, he was the consensus #1 overall pick, and sometimes it feels like the 3rd pick can be a bit of a consolation prize. He might end up being the best rookie in the draft.
Yeah, look, I've known RJ. I've covered RJ since he was a freshman in high school. He's Canadian. He played at Montverde High School in Florida. A lot of people think he's going to be the best player in this draft, or certainly in the conversation with Zion for the best player in the draft. Steve, only 3 college freshmen ever have scored more points than R.J. Barrett in college: Kevin Durant, Trae Young, and Michael Beasley.
We'll sign up for any of those. As a Knicks fan, you would sign up for any one of those names right now.
Yeah, this guy can score. He's a left-hander, 6'7". He's been compared to James Harden. And, you know, I think, like you said, he was a projected #1 pick going into last year before Zion became Zion. And so the Knicks have to be happy with this because they're effectively landing a guy who was the projected #1 pick.
I'm not sure if this is a big concern. However, he didn't work out. He refused to work out for Memphis. He didn't work out for New Orleans. He always wanted to work out for the Knicks. In this era of player options and players deciding who they want to team up with, playing GMs, does this give maybe a little too much power to players early in their careers? What does it signal when you start to see players almost helping to dictate which team they're going to be joining?
Look, I think what it dictates is that the Knicks and their fans should be happy that this guy wanted to play for the Knicks.
It's not a bad thing.
I mean, you remember Kristaps Porzingis got chosen 4th. The fans went crazy. They booed him. Here you have a guy, R.J. Barrett, who has said from the beginning he wants to play for the Knicks. His father played at St. John's. His mother's from Brooklyn. He's from the New York area. He wants to be here. He wants to be the face of the franchise. And he just told Memphis he wasn't going to work out for them. So I don't think it's that big of a concern.
You've known RJ for a long time. You've seen his confidence grow. We saw a very confident individual at the draft. With your interactions, what's your takeaway from your interactions with him?
You know, I've known him a long time. He was always a very, you know, I would say more withdrawn, quiet guy. You know, he's Canadian. But I think in this process in the draft, he's come out. He's been very charismatic. He's funny. He's smiling. He was pretty good at the press conference. He was entertaining. His face is all over the Garden now on billboards. He's going to be the face of the Knicks here, assuming they don't get any big-time free agents, and I think that could happen.
Well, that's really the big question, because this offseason is still in front of the Knicks. They still have to go out and get some free agents. Next Sunday is the beginning of free agency. In fact, you wrote this week that the top available free agent, NBA Finals MVP Kawhi Leonard, could possibly take a meeting with the Knicks. What's the chances of a union there?
Well, look, we should say Adrian Wojnarowski from ESPN reported that it does appear, for all intents and purposes, like Kawhi's going to either stay with the Raptors, who are the newly minted NBA champs, or go home to California. He's a California guy, and play for the Clippers. You know, it sounds like he's going to have meetings with the Knicks, possibly the Sixers, possibly the Nets. But it appears like those meetings are just formalities, and, you know, Knicks fans shouldn't really get their hopes up.
Well, we are getting our hopes. I think everybody in New York is getting their hopes up that somebody with the talent of Kawhi Leonard could be on that team. Because when you look at the rest of the free agency, you see Durant is hurt, Anthony Davis is on to L.A., you know, Kyrie is rumored to go to Brooklyn, Kawhi clearly unlikely. Is Barrett going to be the biggest offseason acquisition for the Knicks?
I think so. I mean, look, they traded Porzingis. They have $74 million in cap space. Knicks fans got all excited that they were going to get Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. Now, you know, it certainly appears like Kyrie, who's a Jersey guy, is going to go to the Nets. KD, it sounds like, is either going to be the Warriors or the Knicks, and he's going to have to make that decision. You know, obviously the Warriors can give him more money and a longer contract. Wherever he plays next year, he's going to be sitting out red shirt wise. So, you know, the Knicks did miss out. Look, they didn't get Zion. They didn't get Anthony Davis. They're not going to get Kyrie. They're probably not going to get KD. Knicks fans are going to have to wrap themselves around the idea that They're going to rebuild around RJ and Kevin Knox and these young guys, and RJ will be the face of the Knicks. And Steve Mills said at the press conference the other day, you know, I want our fans to be patient, and you know, patience is the name of the game.
Yeah, well, okay. It's been the name of the game for the past 5 years. This was supposed to be the year. The reason they traded Kristaps Porzingis was to give them enough space to go and get 2 of these max players. And now these 2 max players that they go get could be Kemba Walker and Tobias Harris to go along with RJ Barrett. That is not the big 3 that they were promising. If they're telling everybody to be patient, how should Knicks fans really react to that?
That's a great question. I mean, I don't even think they're going to get Kemba or Tobias. I mean, I think Kemba, who's another New York City guy from Rice High School, is going to, you know, stay in Charlotte, probably maybe look at the Lakers. But you're right. Look, the New York Post at one point this year ran a fake back page with Zion, KD, and Kyrie. Big 3, all the Knicks jerseys, and you know they're not going to get any of those guys. I think you know what Steve Mills and Scott Perry are doing there is pretty sensible. They're building around college guys who've won, know how to win. You know, Kentucky guys, Duke guys, Michigan guys, but you know they're not going to contend for a championship until they add some big name free agents.
All right. Well, if Kyrie and Durant come to New York, but they actually go to the Nets,
right?
Okay. Is that going to be an indictment of the Knicks organization, or more specifically James Dolan?
That's a great question. I mean, it'll certainly make the Nets the sort of the sexier team in the city if they somehow got both Durant and Kyrie. There's no question about that. If they just get Kyrie, the Nets will still be making a bigger offseason splash. And look, if you listen to people like Stephen A. Smith and people who really, you know, talk about the league a lot, it won't be a good look for Jim Dolan if the Nets get multiple free agents. I mean, you know, it's hard to know how much these guys talk about the owners and what impact the owner has on their decisions. But, you know, these are the New York Knicks. Despite their recent struggles, they're one of the storied franchises in the NBA. And if they can't get these free agents, you have to really look to the top of the team and say, you know, is it the owner? How much does Jim Dolan have to do with this?
And what could be done about that?
That's a great question. I mean, I don't think the league can force him to sell the team. There's obviously a lot of fans that want him to sell the team. If they continue to lose and struggle and go to the lottery every year, you know, fans will continue to be unhappy.
Hey, if Adam Silver says that he wants James Dolan to sell the team, will then Dolan kick Silver out of the Garden and never allow him in the Garden?
I know.
It seems to be his MO. If he doesn't like what you have to say, you're no longer in his eyesight. He's done that with the New York Daily News apparently this week as well.
And they kicked Charles Oakley out of the Garden, which was not a well-received move.
Yeah. All right, let's turn our attention to college basketball, too, because you're right in the middle of this whole UConn reportedly making the move back to the Big East. Who gets the most out of this?
Well, it's funny. I just saw UConn coach Danny Hurley on Saturday at a recruiting event in New Jersey. You know, he's not allowed to comment on it, but it does appear that UConn is going to go back to the Big East in basketball, probably for the 2021 season. I'm told there could be a press conference as early as this week at the Garden about it. It's great for both the school and the league. You know, everybody who saw the Big East break up, it was a very tough situation for all of us who follow college basketball. You know, UConn and Syracuse really should be in the Big East. They're natural geographic rivals with St. John's, Georgetown, Providence, for Villanova. Syracuse is gone to the ACC. They're not coming back. But now you have a chance to get UConn back. It's great for the fans. They can come to the Big East tournament, see the team at the Garden. It's good for the team. It'll help Danny recruit.
Right.
It may not be good for the other women's teams in the league because Gino and the women's team will continue to kick everyone's butt. But it's a win-win for the team and the league.
Yeah, well, and you have another championship caliber program back in the Big East once again. You can get all of his insights on zagsblog.com. Basketball analyst Adam Zagoria, thank you so much, man.
Anytime, buddy. Thank you.